God in man, or the God-man. Jesus, remember we looked last week with the breath of life, we looked back in the Garden of Eden, and we saw where God made Adam and then He breathed life into him. And then we see the second Adam, Jesus, breathing that life into His disciples. That circle is complete. Jesus referred to Himself as the second Adam. He referred to Himself as the Son of Man, or the Son of Adam. So that from starting in Genesis to Jesus' ministry, that is complete. So now, what we find with Adam was God in man. Jesus was God in man. The church is God in man. That's the mystery. Had the devil known that that's what was going to happen, he'd have never gone through with this. Now, one of the things that's kind of a little upsetting about this is the church hadn't gotten a really good revelation on this. We somehow walk through life just wishing and hoping and praying. Hey, they ought to make a song with those lyrics in it. That things are going to work out okay, and oh God, please, if you could just do something. If you could, things are so bad. We're things are so tough. Oh God, please. Oh my goodness. If you had a revelation of what happened to you when you were born again, and that the holy God of the universe took up abode in you, you have a direct line, a direct connection with God Himself by the Holy Spirit living on the inside of you. There is nothing that's impossible to you. There is no sickness or disease that can have victory over you. Poverty cannot have victory over you. Dementia cannot have victory over you. If you understand this mystery, if you understand who you are. Now, the devil realizes that he messed up. I'm sure he turned to his little minions and said, oops, we made a big mistake here. I don't know how we let this one slip through. I don't know about y'all, but I never saw this coming. I was completely blindsided. Now, you have to understand his perspective. He sees Jesus raised from the dead, God in man. He sees in John's gospel that we just read, Jesus then passes that on to His disciples. This is not looking good. And then the day of Pentecost hits. And so we've gone from Jesus to the 12 disciples to 120 to now on the streets of Jerusalem, and we find 2,000, 5,000, and then later 20,000 people that are growing in Jerusalem, in the church there at Jerusalem, that James, Jesus' half-brother, gets converted during this and actually becomes the pastor of the church at Jerusalem. Can you imagine the devil looking at this and thinking, our goose is cooked. What are we going to do now? I mean, it's over with. It's over with. And then he realizes, he thinks back, we've been here before. We've been here before, it's been several thousand years. But I remember when God put that Adam fella in the garden. Now, it took me a little bit of time, but I came up with a plan, and I was able to deceive them. And I was able to cause them to give up what it was they had been given. I wonder if that'll work today. I bet you that'll work. And my goodness, after over 4,000 years, it started working again. Same strategy, same thing. He was able to deceive people. And notice the deception. The deception is always, did God really mean what He said? It's always questioning what God said. What do you think the Bible really means that? Or is that just your interpretation of it? I just don't see how this. And so what happens is we start substituting humanism, man's way of trying to figure things out. Listen, the smartest and brightest among us are not able to figure things out. They're not able to figure out a way where a person can live a good, moral life that frees them from sin. Now, just self-discipline, they can, they live a pretty good life. But you always come back to the sin issue. There's always the sin issue and we can't resolve that. That has to be done for us, which it was, and then we humbly submit ourselves and partake of His grace that He freely gave it to us and acknowledge that. That's the way that it has to work. Well, that's a mystery. So the devil tries to deceive people out of this. He tries to deceive people to where they don't walk in the fullness of their benefits. Now listen, you don't have to believe all this other stuff, and you can still go to heaven. But as you know, and I have not kept this a secret, what I want for you is I want you to live in victory in every area of your life. I want you to be able to apply the Word to your life and walk as an overcomer, which is what Jesus provided for us. I want you to be able to have victory in your physical body. I want you to be able to have victory in your family. I want you to be able to have victory in your finances. I want you to have victory where your mind and your thinking are. All of those things Jesus paid for. All of those things are available to us.